And breaking now, President Obama about to speak at a press conference right now as he visits Flint during the water crisis. Let's take a listen.
Back in Flint, Michigan. That's me. Yeah. All right, settle down, everybody. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. All right, let me do some business here. Let me begin by recognizing some of the guests who are here. Your mayor, Karen Weaver, is here. I know Governor Rick Schneider is here. No, because he's here to, we're doing some business here. Members of Congress are here, including your outstanding Senator, Debbie Stabenow. Flint's own Dan Kildee is here. Debbie Dingell is here. Brenda Lawrence is here. John Conyers is here. And Sandy Levin is here. An outstanding Michigan delegation. We've got Secretary Sylvia Burwell, who is the head of Health and Human Services, works for me. And Administrator Gina McCarthy is here as well. I want to thank Superintendent Bilal Tawab and Principal Tim Green for their hospitality. And I want to thank all of you for being here. Now, not too long ago, I received a letter from a young lady, an 8-year-old girl named Mari Kopening. You may know her as Little Miss Flint. Those of you who have seats, please feel free to sit down so folks can see you behind you. If you don't have a seat, don't sit down. And like a lot of you, Mari's been worried about what happened here in Flint. She's worried about what it means for children like her. She's worried about the future of this city and this community. So in the middle of a tragedy that should have never happened here in the United States of America, the denial of something as basic as clean, safe drinking water, this 8-year-old girl spoke out and marched, and like many of you, protested. And as Mari was getting ready to hop on a bus to Washington, she wrote to ask if she could meet with me while she was in town. There she is. Now, I would have been happy to see Mari in Washington, but when something like this happens, a young girl shouldn't have to go to Washington to be hurt. I thought her president should come to Flint to meet with her. And that's why I'm here, to tell you directly that I see you and I hear you, and I want to hear directly from you about how this public health crisis has disrupted your lives, how it's made you angry, how it's made you worried. And I just had a chance to meet with a few of your neighbors in a roundtable discussion, and I heard from them what I know a lot of you are feeling, that a lot of you are scared, that all of you feel let down. And I told them that I understood why you'd be afraid, not just for yourself, but for your kids. I also wanted to come here, though, to tell you that I've got your back. That we're paying attention. So I met and heard directly from those who are leading the federal response and who are working hard to make sure that Flint is whole again, and to make sure that this proud city bounces back not just to where it was, but stronger than ever. And I want all of you to know I am confident that Flint will come back. I will not rest, and I'm going to make sure that the leaders at every level of government don't rest until every drop of water that flows to your homes is safe to drink and safe to cook with and safe to bathe in, because that's part of the basic responsibilities of a government in the United States of America. So as president, I've sent Flint the best resources our federal government has to support our state and local partners. The agencies that serve you, the agencies that specialize in health and housing, and those that support small businesses and our kids' education, those that are responsible for the food that our children eat, and of course the water we drink. Everybody's on duty. The National Guard is on duty. This is a hands-on-deck situation, all hands on deck. Because if there's a child who feels neglected on the north side of Flint, or a family on the east side of this city who wonders whether they should give up on their hometown and move away, or an immigrant who wonders whether America means what we say about being a place where we take care of our own, that matters to all of us, not just in Flint, not just in Michigan, but all across America. Flint's recovery is everybody's responsibility. And I'm going to make sure that responsibility is met. So I just talked with some of the team of responders that are on the ground to make sure that they're coordinated. And they're doing some incredible things. They've distributed enough water to fill more than 3 Olympic-sized swimming pools. They've distributed thousands of filters. They're helping students afford nutritious food that work against the contaminants in bad water. They're making sure new moms have access to instant infant formula that doesn't require water. They've expanded health services for children and pregnant women and education programs for Flint's youngest children. They're out there testing homes for lead and testing children for exposure to lead. But like all our best responses in tough times, this is not a government effort alone. We need our businesses and nonprofits and philanthropies to step up. And what's incredible about Flint is how many volunteers have already been leading the way. You've got members of one union, UA Local 370, that have donated tens of thousands of dollars and 10,000 hours of their time. They've installed thousands of filters, hundreds of faucets by going door to door, night and day. They're not asking for anything in return, they're just doing the right thing. So many Americans here in Flint and around the country have proven that you don't have to be a plumber or a pipe fitter to pitch in, although it's very helpful if you're a plumber or a pipe fitter. So in March, dozens of accountants teamed up with the American Red Cross to help residents recycle all the plastic water bottles that have been piling up. Religious and community groups are organizing supply drives, supporting families, offering free medical services. The director of a local dance studio, I understand, found a creative way to help. She's letting people use her studio as a space to support one another by sharing their stories and realizing they're not alone. Even inmates at an Indiana prison came together to donate more than $2,500 to the people of Flint. And a second grader from Virginia, a young man named Isaiah Britt, set up a website to see if he could raise $500 for hand sanitizers to send to the kids at Eisenhower Elementary here in Flint. So Isaiah, it's fair to say, surpassed his goal because he raised $15,000.
And that's President Obama speaking on the Flint water crisis. Of course, we will make sure to cover this on air throughout the newscast. And also, if you would like to continue watching the speech, we are streaming it live online, fox17online.com. And stay with us. We have more news ahead. We'll be right back.